Hi, all my Verbling friends. Feel free to join in. Now is our debate class on military statecraft and international politics. Be sure you have your PowerPoint ready. We're starting on slide 3. Wow. I noticed this class filled up a lot faster than the economic class. All right.
I'm so happy now.
Why?
Because I'm not the last one.
Oh. All right. Look at who all we have here. Okay, we've got a couple of newcomers and a couple of not newcomers. Let's go ahead and begin from right to left. I see we've got Mr. Jensen. Are you there, sir? Jensen? Oh. All right, we'll come back to Jensen. All right. Well, let's go ahead, and we still got Tim from South Africa. How are you doing, Tim? Did you make it over safely?
Yes.
All right, cool. And then we've got also Vivian from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Great to see you, Viv.
Yeah. Hey.
All right, guys, and as a reminder, there is a PowerPoint attached to the description of this class. Download it, and we'll start on slide 3 in just a minute. Which brings me to, Huen. Hi, Huen.
Hello.
You missed the economic class.
Yes, my internet connection was down for like last night.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know, and I just got somebody fixed it.
Oh, I thought maybe you didn't pay the bill.
No, not that.
And here you're supposed to be from an economics major from a major international trade school. See how that fits. All right. Then we've got Mr. Eric Wang from China. How are you doing, Eric?
I'm doing good.
Wow, having you in this class with me discussing military force. Awkward. Oh, do you know I actually got offered a job at your country's National Army Academy?
Really?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Brenda, but I mean, of course, I politely declined because, well, yeah. I love you, Eric, but I think I'm too American to do that. Economically, we can work together. Militarily, that's a little strange. Okay, so we got our friend Eric here, and then we've got Mr. Edward Jose Benavides is here. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Edward, where are you from again? I'm sorry?
Colombia.
Colombia, that's right. Wonderful. And then also we have Eduardo Lugo. How are you, Mr. Lugo? Eduardo. Oh, can't hear you. Oh, well. And then we have...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Eduardo. How are you, sir?
Hi, my connection is just terrible. I'm from Venezuela.
Venezuela. Wonderful. Maybe Caracas or elsewhere?
No. Barquisimeto.
Okay, got you. All
It's
right.
a complicated name.
Okay. Then let's see. And then we've got Brenda over in San Felipe, Argentina. I got it right, Brenda, didn't I?
No. How could you say that? I can believe that. At least you could say the province where I live.
Not San Felipe?
No, we don't
Some.
have San Felipe. Who?
Okay, okay, what's the province?
I'm not going to say. You have to find it.
I'll find it. Fine, I'll find it later. And then we have Bauna CD.
Hello.
Hello, am I pronouncing it correctly? Is it Bauna or your name?
It's Buna.
Buna. Buna, I apologize. And where are you from, sir?
I'm from Mauritania.
Mauritania. Oh, wonderful. Beautiful country off Western Africa.
Yes.
Just south of the Maghreb. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. What city?
Thank you. Nouakchott.
Oh, the capital. The capital.
The capital.
Yes. All right,
Yes.
wonderful. This is the part, Brenda, where you're surprised that I know the capital city of Mauritania.
You are the special ninja. You should know that.
All right. Guys, if you have a camera, go ahead and turn it on. As a reminder, these are posted on YouTube. We don't want everybody to just look at my face all the time, do they?
Mm,
You don't?
Gosh.
No? No?
You're going to
Okay.
scare children with that face if you
I
continue.
had a bad connection, so it won't work.
It's okay. It's okay. I forgive you, Mr. Lugo.
By the way, if you pay attention, there is a huge fan of Twilight on Berlin.
I'm trying to ignore, maybe, hopefully.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell her that you're a huge fan too.
Of Twilight? Why, Brenda, why would you do that?
Because you are.
It's a great comedy.
I know.
Anyway, we're moving on. Guys, those of you that have your PowerPoints ready, downloaded, let's go. So guys, we talked about economic influence last class. Now we're talking about when should a country go to war? How does a country decide to go to war? We're not going to necessarily talk about what wars are correct and what ones aren't. We're just going to go through the academic analysis of how countries decide to fight, what ways they fight, and then we look at maybe some policies from Western countries, if possible, just because I just know it a little bit better, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go to screen share. As a reminder, I can't see you when I go to this screen share. I'm sorry. It's going to happen. I apologize. Recueme. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go to Slide 3. Alright. Guys, I do hear some background noise. Can we check our microphones, please? Thank you. So, in foreign policy, there are several policy tools. We talked about these before. Last class, we talked about economic statecraft. How countries use financial tools to get what they want. And then we all know about military force. We know that it's the least often used, but it's the most dramatic, and it gets in the news most often. So we're going to talk about military force. First, how does that work? Well, there is such a thing as deterrence and non-deterrable threats. In military statecraft, your goal often is to try to be so intimidating and so terrifying that you deter or you keep your opponent from ever wanting to attack you in the first place. There are some important organizations to this effect. There's NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is an alliance of the most powerful military countries on Earth minus China, although China does have a relationship with NATO. And then the United Nations has what's called the Security Council. Does anybody know anything about the Security Council? Guys, I'm hearing a lot of static. I would like people... I'm going to have to go ahead and do a mute check, because I can almost not hear myself. Sorry. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do that. So I'm hearing somebody being staticky. Oh, whoever it was, just muted. I deeply appreciate you. Okay, I apologize. I couldn't listen. I could almost not hear myself. Thank you. So, actually, Vivian's right. NATO is also called OTAN backwards. If you say it in French or Portuguese or Spanish. Can anybody tell me in the UN, what does the Security Council do? Hello?
They allow or interrupt missions in other countries.
Mm-hmm. They allow military missions to other countries. Go ahead. I heard somebody speak.
They have to, yeah, they have the for maintaining security maybe
Mm-hmm.
peace.
Yeah. Their job, I mean, officially, it's the part of the UN, it's the only part of the UN that has really, we would say in English, teeth, has teeth. That means that it actually has a lot of power to do stuff. There are 5 permanent members of the Security Council. Here you see that Eric's country and my country are present. Also Great Britain, the United Kingdom, France, and Russia. Here's a question. Why are these countries allowed to be permanent members? Does anybody know why? It's a very simple reason, but does anybody know why?
They created.
Well, they were not the only countries that created the United Nations. They are not the only
Maybe-
countries that created the UN.
Contribute
They
the
win
most
the
to
World War
the
II.
UN.
Because they have a great
Wait, two
economy.
boys.
The winners.
Whoa, guys. I know I can't see you, but I do ask one voice at a time. I love you very much. Okay, so I heard Juan's voice first before we had like 4 people drown out. So, Juan?
I think that those are the one who contribute the most to the UN. I know that some countries here they were the founded members of the UN, like USA, UK, France, and Russia, and China is the one who came later. And I think there's I don't know, maybe a negotiation between China and other countries.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can I tell?
interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead. One at a time, guys. Yes, ma'am.
The 5 countries, they have a great powers, and also they won the World War II something. They
That's
are
right.
victim of World War II.
The Victor. They are
Yes.
the
Victor, not victim.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, Victor. They. That's correct because Juan and Vivian, I heard you say that also. I didn't mean to step on your voice. It's just there were 4 people talking at once.
No problem.
But you both are correct. Juan's guess is very practical, and I would expect that from a very awesome economics major because it would make sense, right? The largest financial contributors. But think about it. Don't you think that Germany and Japan can donate? They probably donate a lot to the UN's budget. Don't you guys think so?
Yes, but
Yeah, it totally makes sense because
Yeah.
yeah.
But obviously neither Japan nor Russia nor Germany are here. The reason these countries were picked is because these 5 countries were the victorious allied powers of World War II. That's right. Tim, you were going to say something?
Yeah, another reason why these countries, because these countries, US, UK, France, China, Russia, because these also one of the powerful weapon producer.
Well,
Germany
I mean,
and
that's a
Japan,
political
I can-
reason, but actually, no. Not in this case, bud. I see where you're putting that, but in the actual charter of the United Nations, that had nothing to do with that. Because you got to remember, at that time, China's not a big arms producer. Actually, Russia at that point's not either, because its industrial base was crushed. The main reason it had to do with international law, rather than their industrial capacity. That comes later. But it's a very good connection you're making. That said, guys, there are other members of the Security Council. How do they get chosen? Does anybody know? How does a country get on the Security Council?
They have to step out doing something for other countries to.
Yeah, or usually it's okay. That countries each get a turn on the Security Council. For example, Brazil has been on the Security Council. South Africa has been on there. Argentina, right? So, but they have to take turns. So there's 5 permanent members. The U.S. is always there. China is always there. But Argentina is one of the 15 that maybe gets a chance once in a while. So does Sweden. So does Turkey. So does So does South Africa. What is their power? They have the power to effectively declare war on a country or send military force there. So, but it's very rare. The only time that the United Nations has ever unanimously declared war on a state was the Korean War, when the UN Security Council unanimously declared a military engagement against North Korea. That's the only time that they've ever effectively declared war on a country. Any other military action has always been very small, like peacekeeping. Okay. So what's the point of war in terms of a government? For this, we go to a guy called Karl von Clausewitz. He was a German military general. And in modern political science, we consider him the father of war theory. And he says war is politics by another means. And he doesn't mean that in like a conspiracy or insulting way. He means that just in the same way a government builds schools to serve a purpose, or just in the way that you build a good economy to serve a purpose, you also go to war only if you have a good purpose, or you should only go to war only if you have a very clear reason to. That you should not go to war just because you're bored. Now, of course, we know from history that has not stopped, of course, many people from going to war for ridiculous reasons, but his argument is that if you are a country, you need to be careful and make sure that you only go to war when there is a clear reason for your country to do so. Okay? All right, I'll skip past these levels of war planning. This is something I taught my college students, and it might be a little too advanced out there. Okay? So I'm going to go to our first debate topic. Hold on, let you guys see my face. It's going to be awesome. I missed you. Where am I? Oh. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Wow. Oh, I missed seeing you guys. I was stuck in a dark place. Oh, hi. It's okay, guys. You don't have to cry anymore. I'm here. So, here's a question. Can anybody think of a time in history, because Karl von Clausewitz, that military general, that famous war theorist, he says that if you are a country's leader or government, you need to be very careful and make sure that when you do go to war, you're going to war specifically to serve a purpose for your country's benefit. That if you have to go to war, fine, but just make sure you're going to war for a practical reason. Can anybody think of a time when a country went to war for not a good practical reason? It's okay. We can share any example. Argentina. Why do you say your country went to war for a bad reason, Brenda?
Because we have a dictator 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
When we try to get back the Malvinas Island, we lost the war, of course, because we don't have. At the time, a lot of people died. Actually, I believe that they tried to hide what that the military government was doing in my country with the war.
Yeah, the Malvinas, for those of you who know it, the other reason is called the Falklands. And I apologize, Brenda. I know that's a very controversial issue to use the other name.
Still
yes.
In war in East
Yeah. I hope you can. Yeah, I hope you can. I hope you can forgive me for saying Falklands, because almost every other country. Yeah. Almost every other country uses that term for those islands. That would be a case. The Peronista government of Argentina went to war with Great Britain to take the what they call the Malvinas.
No, no, Peron.
Oh yeah, I say in political science we'd say Peronista because he's the successor of Perón. I mean, they're from the same military party. Yeah. Sorry.
It's not like that, Matthew.
Well, yeah. I mean, from a poli-sci standpoint, that's like historian in our discipline. We just call anybody between Perón and the democratic rule. We call this the Peronista period, even when Perón is not the ruler, because it's the military dictatorship. Does it make sense?
Characters.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. I apologize. Yeah. The military dictatorship in Argentina declared war on Great Britain, captured the Las Islas Malvinas or the Falklands, and then they made a very big mistake because they went to war against Margaret Thatcher, who was Prime Minister of Great Britain at the time, very powerful lady, and she crushed the Argentine Navy into small little pieces.
She was racist also, so.
Maybe, but quite effective. I cannot argue with that.
No. I cannot say that also.
Yeah, quite effective. So, I mean, that was a very interesting topic. What about some other examples? Can we think of a time when a country did not carefully determine when to go to war?
I think one of the stupid war is Gulf War.
The Gulf War, meaning?
Yeah.
The first one or second one?
The first one, Iraq.
First one.
Iraq started invasion to Kuwait. Then the other, Iraq, Iran, they started war. And it took 8 years without any reason.
Yes, that's right. It's she's meaning the Iran-Iraq war, where the Iranians and the Iraqis had an 8-year war where they went to war over some territorial disputes, and hundreds of thousands of their soldiers and civilians were killed. Yeah. And then, of course, in the first Gulf War began because Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, and he thought and even though the United States had a defense agreement with Kuwait, he thought we would not defend Kuwait.
Teacher, I had a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Because I don't understand very well the war about Palestine and Israel. So, do you think that this war don't have any purpose?
I honestly do not feel qualified to tell you. I'm not an expert in that conflict. I'm sorry. As a teacher, I have to be honest when I think I'm not qualified. I don't know. But I think that's definitely a question worth answering. It's a huge conflict in international politics, but it's one I think I am unqualified for to answer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries.
If anybody else has an opinion, though, or has a qualification, Tim, what do you think about the Palestinian-Israeli war? Do you think this conflict has any purpose? I don't know if I can offer an opinion, but what do you think?
Just I can say about US politics and Europe politics about us. I think the US is a support to Israel, not to Palestine. Also, Europe, Western countries give support to Israel, not to Palestine. I think US and the other countries don't have to change the side. They need to make a ceasefire.
All right. Very good. And let's see, who else has not spoken yet? Huen.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to talk about the Israeli and Palestinian war, but I think that right now we're having a war in Syria that is pointless, totally pointless. Because as far as I know, it started from. I'm sorry for the background noise. It started from the fact that some guys were killed by the police, and then people started running riots, and then they want to overthrow the president of Syria.
Okay, so maybe go ahead.
And it didn't start with some political reasons. it started with like civil cases. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, I think.
Okay. Let's go ahead, guys, and get back into the PowerPoint. I'll go ahead and slip on into here. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to skip all of the technical stuff about how the Army and Navy are composed and everything, because that was something I had to test my university students on. I think for an hour-long class, that's entirely too much mathematics. I will not do that to you guys, I swear. See, don't ever say that I'm not. You're welcome. So instead, let's go to slide 10. Slide 10. And let's compare two different approaches to the use of military force. In America, we had two approaches to using military force, because that's the question is, you use military force eventually, but how do you decide to do it? And in the U.S. recently, we've had two what we call doctrines. That means two approaches to this. One is called the Bush Doctrine. This was used, of course, under George W. Bush, the most recent Bush. And this means preventive or preemptive war. This means that it is okay for a country to attack another country if they think that country is going to be an immediate threat. So, like, the other country hasn't punched them first, but they can see the fist is coming, right? This is also called unilateralism instead of multilateralism. Multilateralism means you work with other countries. Unilateralism means you go alone. So here's a question. What's the controversy behind preventive war? At one point it makes sense, right? Why should you wait for the other guy to punch you? You should punch him first. But what are some of the problems we can have with this logic?
That maybe you are wrong, that the other country don't want you to do anything to you. So
maybe you could be wrong. What if you are wrong? What if after all of your worries and after all of your fears, it turns out that country, even if they were bad, was not a direct military threat to you? And so maybe you should have used economic punishment or diplomatic punishment instead. That's a big problem. Also, how easy does this make using military force?
The military force must be last option, because you have to, the politician who runs to their country.
Well, yes, but Tim, Tim, my question. I'm sorry to stop. It's okay. I'm sorry to stop you, but let's go back to the original question. Is under the Bush Doctrine, is it very hard to go to war or quite easy to go to war?
Easy, because you can create the risk idea that somebody's gonna attack you anytime.
That's right, Vivian. That's why I was sorry to stop you, Tim, but I was trying to lead to that because you're getting a little bit, you're leading into the next doctrine. So actually, one reason that the United States has a very deep national debt right now is because of our war debt. Actually, Tim, I know that you know quite a bit about my country's debt. Do you know how much the Iraq and Afghanistan wars? Well, not the Afghanistan. That's a different issue. But just the Iraqi war alone, how much it cost?
I'm not sure about the numbers, but it's really big.
Yeah, it's really big. It's well over 1 trillion with a T. Yeah, 1 trillion.
I'm saying is a about Bush Doctrine. Yeah, is a war is a must be less option, but is a in the Bush administration is a not see a last option in the war, just their first steps to attack. I'm saying just that.
Yeah. But that goes to this. Well, this is the reason I stopped you, because the other doctrine that is used in American politics is what's called the Powell Doctrine, named after Colin Powell, a popular American military officer. This was used under George Bush the first George Bush, George H.W., Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama. This means that before you can go to war, you need to make sure you do all of these steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost 10, right? So you have basically a 9, 10 number list of things you have to make sure that you do first. First, you need to see, is there a vital national security interest threatened? Are you in immediate danger or not? Okay, that guy's a bad guy, but can he hurt me? 2, do we have a clear objective? Do we know what our goal is, or are we just going in there? Or are we going to figure out what is victory going to look like? If we're going to fight, what is our goal? Have the risks and costs of the war been honestly analyzed? Do we look at the cost, sit down and look at the cost and think, yes, it's worth it? Have all other non-violent policy means been exhausted? Is there an exit strategy so we can leave quickly? Are we willing to use enough military force to overwhelm the enemy and win fast? Have we fully considered the consequences of our action? Is the conflict supported by the American public? Because the U.S. is a democracy, so a war does have to be popular. And last one. Anybody want to read this last item on the list for me?
Do we have genuine broad international support?
Yes, do we have genuine broad international support? So the Powell Doctrine, it's much different than the Bush Doctrine. This method of use of American military force, can anybody describe it? What is it? What's the philosophy behind this approach?
Must be approved for the war.
I'm gonna start calling on people.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, there's so many steps. Do you think is going to war very easy or hard? Yeah, yes. Yes, I can hear you.
I say that.
Hello, guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Matthew?
I think he has a delay.
Go ahead, Brenda.
Yes, he has.
Brenda, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yes. Delay.
I was telling you that for doing this doctrine must have the I don't know how to say
supported by
the
the
support,
population.
yes, of everybody in the world, not only
Yep.
in this country.
Yep. So, guys, basically, is war very easy to do under the Powell approach, or is it very hard?
It's hard because
Very hard. Yep. This is this is the approach to using the military that's been used by George Bush's dad, the first George Bush, because there's been 2 Bushes, used this approach. So did Bill Clinton, and so does Barack Obama. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about that. I mean, that's kind of a real big issue. So let me go ahead and slip back to sharing my screen with... Come on. Ah, hi guys.
Hey, Matthew.
Oh, wow. It's like I'm back. Oh, I was in a dark and scary place.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
You said that second Bush started used the doctrine, and the other presidents also used this doctrine. However,
no. I apologize. First Bush used this doctrine. Second Bush used Bush Doctrine.
Bush Doctrine. Okay.
Yeah. Does it make
I
sense?
misunderstood. Yes.
Yeah, because there's
yes.
two. Remember? Yeah.
Because if
Here, I'll write down Bush Doctrine. Go ahead.
Use this doctrine, Powell Doctrine, then Iraq war very expensive for the government.
Yes, but he did not use the Powell Doctrine. He used what's called the Bush Doctrine. Do you guys remember?
Yes.
Yes. The Bush Doctrine just means you can go to war. You don't have a checklist. You can just go to war if you think you're going to be threatened. Yeah. So the Powell Doctrine was used by Bush #1, Clinton, and Obama. The Bush Doctrine was used by Bush #2. All right, so Bush #2. Yay. Brenda, you did not just write that.
Yes, I did.
You are wrong. As we would say in my hometown, you are wrong for that. D's. Oh my goodness. What can I say?
There are a lot of videos on YouTube.
I know. Oh, whoa! Yi is in class. Hi, Yi. Yi, are you there?
Yes.
All right. Cool. So, guys, we're having a pretty big discussion into this. Mine is absolutely right. And I apologize for not being more specific. Bush #2 used the Bush Doctrine, which means he can use what he called preventive war, to go to war without that big checklist. Everybody else used the Powell Doctrine, which basically meant you have to go through each step on the checklist before you can use military force. It means it's much harder, and it forces you to do every single other possible option first. And then even then, after you use all the other options, if it's not popular, you still can't do it. Vivian, what is the Gene Sharp method? What is that? You just wrote that in the chat.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have
Nope.
done that.
Share it.
He's a pacifist, and he made a I don't know how to say that in English, a manual, like a tutorial of I think the name of the book is From Dictatorship to Democracy in Peace. So you don't use any violent action. And he has another book about pacifism and no use of war.
Well, that's a radical thing. The Gene Sharp Doctrine. The Sharp Doctrine.
Yeah, it should be. I think it's better than the other one because we don't need to take lives.
Don't need to take lives, period. Interesting. I don't think we'll find many governments in support of it, but yeah, I mean, pacifism has a lot of attractiveness to it. So, guys, I want to ask you then, as our next debate discussion, can anybody tell me a time when they think that a country used the Powell Doctrine? Can anybody tell me of a time where they think a country used the Powell Doctrine? And not just America, but any time you think a country very carefully looked at the costs, very carefully got popular support, and very carefully looked at the goals and went to war in the way the Powell Doctrine says. Can anybody give a good example?
I think...
The Second World War could be.
Wait, Mine first.
In my opinion, the Syria, they have a lot of problem because we have border and a lot of Syrian move to my country, and they also some bomb hit our territory. However, Turkey always hesitate to start the war. It is not good solution to start war. It is very easy. You just send the soldier and start war. But it is also a lot of issue for the another country is always the Russia. Russia. What's it called? This is very difficult, and I don't have enough vocabulary to explain those situations.
It's okay, Mina. Take your time. We have plenty of time.
Middle East is very warm area. Everybody looks friendly, also looks enemy each other, and we have really good bound each other in a certain way. However, we don't have good bond each other also. Syria, I think the Obama used the Powell Doctrine because you don't have any benefits from the Syria on the paper. That is the reason you hesitate to attack the Syria. But a lot of innocent people kill every day, and it's almost 1 year. It's like civil war. A lot of people die without reason, and Turkey government doesn't do anything because it is not just one government can do or can finish this situation, the civil war or whatever they call, and but no government makes a point and they said, okay, this is the end of the war. We have to help the people, Syria. We have to help these Syrian people, and then they can finish the war in just 1 second. However, nobody wants to finish this war because I think the Syria gets some artillery from Russia and from another country, from Turkey, and that is the reason they also good maybe resources for these countries. I don't know. I am not political person. However, I know something is linking. That is the reason people or the governments not make a point to finalize this war.
Yeah, I think that's a good analysis, and you can see the Obama administration using the Powell Doctrine in there. Maybe at first there would be a temptation to use military force, but then you can see they hesitate.
Yes, they hesitate.
Because frankly, do you think the average American voter in America, do you think they're going to be supportive of a third war? Probably not. Probably not.
They support of different way. Maybe they don't support of with military, but they support of the cell gun, the other stuff. You know what I mean? They support the death.
Yeah, they probably, but that's why I think you probably see a Powell Doctrine there, because it's hard to explain, but in American politics right now, if any, both parties are so tired of an outright war that's probably the reason you don't see an outright military action, probably.
But one of the resources in America, you have a strong military, and you need the military, and the military protect your country sometimes in different countries, and you send the soldiers to other countries. This is really good for the employment also.
Oh, it used to be. I don't know how to explain the financial. It's historically, you're right, Mine, but another big issue right now is my country at the moment, believe it or not, is reducing its military. Did you know that?
Yes, I know that.
Yeah,
and also here you lived in Afghanistan also.
Yeah, it's the well, also even when they return to the United States, we're actually decreasing the size of our army because it's too expensive to maintain. Our budget is too big; it has to be cut. So that's another reason too, because our military will become, frankly, is going to be quite a bit smaller. So you can see a hesitation to use it in other engagements when the U.S. is trying to reduce its debt and not spend so much money. Yeah,
Also,
frankly.
war strategy is changed. People, the military use less human forces, and they use more technologic, non-human aircraft and other stuff. Also, that is the reason.
We call those drones. Drones.
Drones. Yes. Okay.
Yep, drones is a robotic airplane. So yeah, the militaries now can be much smaller and faster and more technologically advanced. So that's another reason too. The U.S. is just beginning to change its military for a more modern world. Okay, so let's go ahead and ask anybody else. Yes.
Matthew, this Powell Doctrine that you told us about, it isn't just use it for wars, is it? I mean, you can use it for other, I don't know, international support.
Sure. I mean, you traditionally hear this being talked about with military force, but you could argue the same thing if you're going to use like an economic tool to punish somebody. You could use the same tool, yeah.
Or to help somebody.
Or to help somebody too, like
in Haiti.
Yeah, like in Haiti, for example. Do you think it's always popular to just give money to another country? Probably not always. So you have to check with your voters to see if it is. All right, that's I'm really liking. One sec, Tim. I just want to compliment before Tim goes. I really want to compliment everybody here for a really engaging discussion. I think this has been a very, very good class so far. Thank you so much, Tim.
Yeah, I want. Is it what you think? I'm not sure about Powell Doctrine. It's a 1973 Chile coup. I think it's Powell Doctrine. If you look
the
at
Allende, no. The Powell Doctrine was. I'm sorry. The Powell. I kind of am cheating. The Powell Doctrine was invented in 1990.
No. I'm not talking about invented. Just I gave you example. In 1973 is a Chile coup. I think it could be Powell Doctrine because United States give a big amount of support the Chile government. Also, you always mention that United States against dictatorships, but in 1973 the Chile coup.
I never said the United States is completely against dictatorships. Oh, Tim, you're always trying to catch me in something.
No. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Tim. It's okay.
Mostly.
I understand. Oh, not even mostly. You're a student of history. A student of history. The United States, like any major power, backed democratic and non-democratic powers. We still do. One of our closest allies is Saudi Arabia. I mean, absolute monarchy, right? But an ally of the United States. Go figure, right? Oh, Tim, one of these days you'll catch me, but it will not be today.
No, just a question.
Nah, it's okay. It's a what on that? No, it probably wouldn't be the Powell Doctrine. It would be if you want to take a modern theory and put it in the past to look at a past example, I think is not a good idea. But if you would, I would say it's more Bush Doctrine, because let's think about it. Did the killing of Allende have broad international support? No. 2 countries, maybe. Did it have broad American support? No, because it was never popular. I mean, it was never publicly displayed in the as a United States political issue. Were the costs easily weighed? No, not at all. In fact, the Secretary of State at the time actually said that Chile didn't matter a lot to the U.S., which was silly. Of course, Chile was very important. Let's see what is so no, I would say it was probably more Bush Doctrine, much more rushed and not very well planned and not very well deliberated. Because frankly, if you left it up to the international community, do you really think majority of world leaders are going to support the killing of one world leader? Probably not.
Yes, but it's not military attack. Came from United States.
No, I would still say it's not, because it's not deliberative. Remember, the key support of the Powell Doctrine is it's deliberative. That means you take a lot of time. you take a lot of consideration. And what's more, it has to be public. And the Allende coup was definitely none of those things. It would probably be Bush doctrine, if you're asking my opinion. But then again, not to be fair, to be objectively critical, I would not use a modern-day war theory and apply it to a past conflict, I think. It's not academically acceptable. That's my response, if that's okay.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. All right, so guys, we're in the little time we have left here. In the little time we have left, I want to go ahead and open it up. What do you guys think as we go forward? You know, we're coming out of a huge global recession. And frankly, we still have a lot of conflicts. Very recently, and I think, Tim, actually it's much close to your country, Mali, the country of Mali, has become destabilized. Mali, of course, is a nation in north centralish part of Africa. Destabilized means it's now become very chaotic. Destabilized has become quite chaotic.
Thank you.
Okay. I want to go ahead and explain a little bit more of the detail, but actually I do think, Tim, you would probably be better at this than me. Before I do that, though, for any of you that are asking how you can get a hold of me, how it is that you can ask me to do a debate topic, how it is you want me to do any particular class topic. Do you want a class about job interviews? Do you want a class about fashion? Don't ask me to do a class about fashion, because I'm not very fashionable. I like how every girl in the class just laughed at me. Even Huen. Huen didn't laugh out loud, but she wrote it in the Verbling chat.
Oh my
Thanks,
God.
Huen. Very sweet of you. Oh, so did ye. Thank you, ladies. If you want me to do a music class, you want to do a class about religion. You want a class about
Feminism.
Yes, sir. You want to do a class about Twilight. You can add me here. This is my Facebook. Add me on this Facebook. Add me now. If you want to get my ear, you want to tell me what you want, what kind of classes you want, add me here. I design my classes based on exactly what you guys tell me to do. Message me. Add me. I'm serious. Everybody in this chat list here who has not added me yet, add me
Run
now.
away from him. Also.
I just have one thing to say.
Yes, Gwen.
Yeah, I think that you just need to focus on what you are really passionate about, because that is the thing that makes you unique in among Berlin teachers. And yeah, I really want teachers on Berlin focus on what they are passionate about, what they're good at. Like a lot of teachers, they have their degrees on science, biology, and yeah, we can collect different things from different teachers.
Yeah, could you see, I think, wasn't it Libby's class? She had a class on biology. Was it Libby?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
Libby.
it was Libby. Oh, I thought that was the coolest thing on earth. Oh. Oh, Libby, why are you smarter than me? It's true.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
trust me,
my point is,
trust me.
if
she
you're not
is.
interested in fashion, don't. Just talk about what you like and what you love.
Hwen. Little do you know, I like everything.
That's scary.
I
That's
told
not
you run away from him.
Oh, whatever. Okay, guys. So be sure, if you want to do a request for a class, add me on Facebook. I have not had everybody add me yet. This is your opportunity to do so. Please go ahead. All right, guys. And anyway, you can just keep up to date what I'm doing, or where I'm at, or what my scheduled times will be that I'm thinking about for my classes. Okay, so to finish us out, we've had a really, really good debate topic here. We've talked about preemptive war, preventive war. We've had a really rousing topic about the Middle Eastern security crisis with Mine. I want to finish us out going to China. Eric, Yi, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Okay, so, Eric, here's the question.
Yeah.
What do you think the U.S. and China should do moving forward? Because we have two large militaries. East Asia is a huge security, high-tension security area. If we actually engaged in an armed conflict in this area, regardless if we were on the same side, different side, whatever, it could disrupt the entire world. What do you think, as responsible powers, the U.S. and China should do to make sure that the area is very stable?
Well, it's a very tricky question, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Take your time.
Well, E, do you have any ideas about that?
Oh no! My question is to my job is not to give an opinion. It is to ask a question. Go ahead.
No, I'm asking E.
Oh, E.
E.
I have no idea.
says
Please,
that she doesn't like war,
let me
but
alone.
no, I'm gonna read what you said, Yi. I do not. Yi says, I do not like war, but military is important.
Yes,
Well,
because it's,
I
it can
think that,
protect you.
I think that there must be some basic principle for, China and the U.S. China is a country with a very long history, and we have a lot of country. We have a lot of I don't know how to say, but yeah, we have a lot of historical issues left, and some land issues, and we try to fix these things, but I don't know. Maybe there should be a balance in keeping peace, and keep and stick to your basic principle.
Okay. So maybe some shared responsibility for maintaining stability. I think as we have to deal with North Korea as partners, because China and the U.S. kind of have to work together on that issue. Hopefully we can build a better relationship. Guys, great job in class. This was a difficult topic. You guys handled it really well. I think we had a lot of strong opinions, a lot of good discourse, and a lot of good language practice, and we learned a lot of vocabulary. I really think so. Vivian, how much vocabulary have you learned from this past hour?
An entire sheet of paper.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I knew you were taking notes. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Matthew?
If you happen to be in my other classes, take care.
Matthew?
I will talk to you soon. If you've got any questions, talk to me on the Facebook. I'm on there right now because my screen's beginning to freeze.
I asked you a question already.
Hold on. Brenda, can you message it to me because my screen's freezing?
Oh, I was asking you if you have.
Hold on. I can't hear you.
If you have free class tomorrow, it's okay. The schedule.
I don't know. I have to see. Yeah, but I'm losing my
Okay. See you.
All right, guys. So I'll see you guys in a bit. If you have a question, I'll be on Facebook right now. There's a class coming right after mine. Go get a seat in it. It's gonna be awesome. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much.